All right, that was really weird.
Thank you for that.
Oh, source movie maker.
Hang on 1 second.
No.
Yes, Matt crashed his actual car into the moon base.
And smooth transition. Look at that.
Yay!
Shiny.
Hello again.
Can you hear us, Phil?
Assuming not.
Okay.
Testing, testing.
Hang on. Ian, what microphone codec?
Ah!
Oh no.
Microphone.
He does it every time the phone's on.
Okay. Built-in line.
Please stand by.
I think we just got a phone call. Move this down.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
I hear things.
Oh, good.
Excellent. That's exciting.
Can you hear us saying
Tony,
hi?
there. Turn it off.
Check, check, test.
Yeah.
Yay!
Hello again, Phil. Good to have you back.
Are we live?
We are.
Hey, look, I see me on my own computer.
Yay!
It's like Inception. Bye, Phil.
Ah! No, please, we're in HD this year, please.
Somebody just got your retina print.
Let me tweet this.
Ooh, yes, please do.
Hey, I'm alive now on Dessert Bus. Hey, yeah, that's my dessert.
Did you see that GIF from the Bond movie with Matt's head? Wait.
I didn't get a giggle. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Have you successfully twoten?
I'm working on it. Maybe win a meteorite. There we go. Okay. Yay! Hey, everybody.
Yay.
Tweet like the wind. All right.
Sorry, thumping on my desk here. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Let's see here. 80 grand.
Yep.
Holy brony.
And we're 40 hours into our current 128, but that could go up.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Time limit 128 hours. Yeah, that always confuses me. It says to next hour. What does that mean?
So, the way that this works is that every hour costs 7% than the previous hour with compounding interest. So the very first hour, hour 1 was $1, and then hour 2 was $1.07, and so on and so on. And so now we're to the point that we are for sure driving for 128 hours, and to get us to the next hour is several hundred.
So it should double every 9 hours, something like that?
Probably? Yeah. Yes? Alright, the mathematician in the room says yes. So, yeah, we'll go with that.
So let's see, so 90 hours, that's a factor of 1,000. And that's 4 days. So, okay. Making too much money.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Healing fat stacks.
Yeah.
So, well, first of all, where's Liz?
Liz is here.
I'm hiding. Because you have the smaller cam, huh?
You're on that cam right there, actually.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm Skyped in here. Seeing the Skype window, and I'm also probably bandwidth hogging the entire block. There's Liz!
Okay.
Damn it.
There we go.
That's my friend Liz. I mentioned her on the blog today.
Oh, thank you. That's why my website crashed.
And I too, yeah. I linked to your wonderful blog post about why this is such an important charity.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Cool. So what's happening? How's the bus?
Bus is going well. We had some crashes last shift, but I believe our current driver is holding strong.
We're solid.
Yeah, we're solid. All right.
How can you crash? Somebody got up to get a drink?
No, he's easily distracted and a terrible person.
Like 50 of you there in that coat closet, so I figured it'd be pretty easy.
These are our costumes.
Joystick.
This is our wide array of sketch comedy costume paraphernalia. It comes in handy for acting out bizarre skits.
Yeah, I was watching earlier today and last night, and I saw you guys dancing around and doing stuff like that.
That's usually how it goes.
That's what we do. We have a ton of questions for you that our viewers have submitted. So.
Oh, okay.
Briefly, sorry, just because there's a whole ton of people watching, and it's distinctly possible that a couple of them might not know who you are and what it is that you are about. Do you want to just introduce yourself?
Those people should flagellate themselves in shame.
I agree.
I just assumed everybody would know how awesome Phil Plait was.
I assume too, but you know.
I mean, they're new to
Well, hi. You don't know me, and for those of you who do, why would I say hi? My name is Phil Plait. I'm an astronomer and a blogger, and I write the Bad Astronomy blog for what used to be Discover Mag. Well, let me rephrase that. I used to write the blog for Discover Magazine, but I recently moved to Slate Magazine, the online Washington Post magazine, which I'm very excited about. Just finished up my first week of that. And I've also written a couple of books, and sometimes I appear on the TV machine talking about science. And I'm a big fan of what guys are doing here, trying to raise money for kids for toys and games. Even though, I will make this confession, not much of a gamer myself. I know. The last time I probably owned a game of my own, it was of the Desert Bus quality. It was probably my Nintendo NES deck.
That's infinitely better than Desert Bus. Anything that was released on the NES, I'm sure.
Yeah. My wife and daughter are the gamers in the house. They've already went through Halo 4 and they play Uncharted Territory and all those games. I usually pop in when they have some sort of problem they can't get out of, and I say, "Hey, there's that light shining over there. Have you gone over there and poked at it?" And then that gets them to the next step, and then I go away again. That's the extent of my gaming these days.
So Kathleen,
It's too many buttons and controls and up, left, Z, Y, and all that stuff, and I just get confused because I'm super old.
all right.
Okay, so we have tons of questions, and I want to get through as many of them as possible because we have not one, but two awesome auctions that you are very generously donating.
Oh, you're doing them as two. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're doing them as two, so I want to try and keep things moving. Here's a really interesting question for you. Do you think that space should be commercialized? Why or why not? With like advertising and stuff like that to sort of fund development and exploration.
We have like what, 6 hours that I can expound on that?
7.
That's a fairly broad question that has a lot of detailed answers, but the thinking that I have is that getting to space is hard. We know this. If it were easy, everybody would be doing it. It's hard and it's expensive and it takes long-term commitment, and it's really the only kind of thing that governments can at least initially do. And that's why it took, for example, the US government and the Soviet Union, China, and I say the Soviet Union on purpose, not Russia, I mean back in the day when it was the USSR. And so they could commit the money and the time and the effort to do that. But what they did was they figured out how to do it. And so that sort of thing became public knowledge. And then it got to the point where people got rich enough, individuals got rich enough, and there were enough of them that they could do it themselves. So you've got Elon Musk, who helped invented PayPal, who started SpaceX. He also sells those electric cars, the Tesla cars. They sell them here at Boulder. I see them driving around. They're awesome. Jeff Bezos, who founder of Amazon.com, and there are a bunch of other people. These are guys who are, come to think of it, I think they're mostly men. We need to get on that. But they're interested in space technology. They're basically, they made their money through tech. And they're the right age to have been profoundly affected by the space program, and they want to do it themselves. And it's working, right? SpaceX is working really well. They've got massive contracts, but they've already flown 2 missions to the space station. There were some problems with the one that they just flew, but it worked. Their capsule up to the space station with the supplies and brought it back. And they've got a contract for 11 more missions. And there are these other guys like Jeff Bezos, there's Sierra Nevada, there are all these other companies that are doing this as well. I think it's great to actually get to the question itself. I think it's fantastic they're doing that because it costs a lot of money for governments to do this. Governments are good at sort of breaking the ground and plowing the road, but companies are better, they're more flexible, they're leaner at sort of doing the follow-up, building these rockets and figuring out how to do this more cheaply. And then the governments can move on to do more expensive hard things like landing rovers on Mars, for example. So I'm all for this. I think there's room for both governments and private industry to be doing this, and with a partnership like this, it's going to save everybody money, make space access easier, and eventually, you're going to see people going into space for, not as much money as you might think.
Interesting.
That sounds awesome.
Okay, speaking of financial stuff in space, how do you feel about asteroid mining? Given we're sort of talking about the cost of actually getting to space and how expensive it would be to get to an asteroid, do you think that asteroid mining is actually a net positive outcome given the resources necessary to get to the asteroid and then get back from the asteroid?
Wow.
I would have said no. It's a lot of money to build a rocket and go to an asteroid, and the technology to go there and mine it is tough. These asteroids are basically giant rocks out in space. Most of them orbit between Mars and Jupiter, but some of them actually come near the Earth. And those are not as hard to get to. You don't have to fly as fast or as far to get there. The problem is, when you're spending billions of dollars to go there, how do you mine them to get that money back? Now, there are precious metals on asteroids. There's gold, there's molybdenum, which is actually important, zinc, platinum, all these other things. But there's so much money to do it, nobody could possibly generate the needed to go there and do this. Well, this company, Planetary Resources, recently announced that they're going to do this. And when they announced it, I thought, what? Are they crazy? And then a list of people who were sort of backing them up. And it's like, oh, it's the guys behind Google. And Pete Diamandis, who's this gazillionaire who does work with NASA and the X-Files and all this stuff. Turns out, the way they're doing this is actually pretty clever. They're going to start with very small packages that they'll launch on other rockets. Little tiny telescopes that can take pictures of the Earth and take pictures of other things, and then they can sell that data to governments and start making money that way. They reinvest the money, make slightly bigger telescopes that do better work, building their way up to telescopes that have rocket engines on them so that they can go to the asteroid, map them out, do all that kind of crazy stuff, send the data back to Earth. And then eventually, they will send automated probes to these asteroids, which will land, and this is the other clever part. They're not necessarily going to sit there and mine them for the precious metals and everything, but a lot of asteroids have oxygen and hydrogen on them, and silicates and other things that you can use to make rock. You can use to make air that you can use to make water. And what they'll do is they'll mine these things, stick them into tanks, and then throw those tanks out into space on orbits where astronauts can get to them more easily. What that means is that for future space plans, if you want to go to Mars or another asteroid or something with people, those are long trips. You need to bring a lot of air, a lot of water, which is really hard to lift off the Earth. It's very expensive. If those things are already in space, you can save a huge amount of money. So it saves NASA money by buying these supplies from the private companies. The private companies can still make a profit while saving NASA money. Everybody wins. And then these private companies become immensely wealthy and start mining these asteroids for real. It's a fantastic plan. And it is almost literally, metaphorically, can it be literally metaphorical? I think so in this case. Putting your bootprint in space. It's going to allow humanity to make permanent establishment of colonies, or at least exploration of space, a lot more viable. So I think it's awesome.
Wow. That actually segues really excellently into the next question I have picked out, which is, given that we're sort of working towards this sort of this line of space gas stations, basically, which is what me and the chat were basically thinking at the same time, how long do you think it's going to realistically take for us to colonize Mars? Like, get there and actually have people living there?
Places that have been there since the 1970s?
Yeah.
Question, and it's a losing bet to answer it, because you have to extrapolate into the future stuff that's going on now, and you can say, oh, our technology, the advancement, and this and that and the other thing, we can have a colony on Mars in 20 years. Well, you know what? That's what they were saying after Apollo, but the political will changed, and Apollos 18, 19, and 20 were canceled. Von Braun, these other people who were sort of the parents of Apollo, really were looking towards building big space stations and rockets, Saturn V on a production line, that sort of thing. That's why 2001 has all that stuff in it with the shuttles to the moon and the orbiting space station. They really thought that was going to be going on by 1990, 1995. It did. It's a political will change. So, right now, is thinking about building a big rocket. SpaceX is already working on what they call the Falcon Heavy. They have the Falcon 1 rocket, which can get to orbit, and the Falcon 9, which is their much larger rocket, which is what they've launched now. The Falcon Heavy is a Saturn V class rocket. It is huge, and I wouldn't put anything past SpaceX at this point. If they say they can build a rocket that can send people to Mars, thinking they can do it. So, technologically and monetarily and all of that, we can have people on Mars probably in 15 years. But money has to be there, the political will has to be there, and the profit has to be there as far as SpaceX goes. And I'm not sure how they're gonna get that all set up. It could happen in 20 years. Realistically, given that we seem to change presidents every few years in Congress, predicting Congress is crazy talk right now. It's like trying to predict an individual grain of sand in a sandstorm at this point. Nuts. It may never happen, but I'm hoping it'll happen in the next 20, 25 years.
That sounds.
That's awesome.
That'd be really, really cool. I just want to quickly from the chat. I'm glad to see that someone is really trying to bring back the Burma shave joke. I think there were there's one on screen right now. Space cats, a Russian experiment, would be more common, but dogs are more competent. Burma shave. Also, the only downside to asteroid mining, as someone else in the chat brought up, is that pretty much every science fiction horror movie starts on an asteroid mining operation.
It's true.
So we'll just have to watch out for that.
It's true. There were a lot of them. Outland was a moon of Jupiter, right? And that's really it.
Yeah.
Dead Space. The good ones.
Oh, I know Elemental Alchemist. I was here when Alex was talking about the Burma shave things. So. Do you want to do
Let's do, yes, we have one more thing to ask you, and then we're going to move on to the live auction period of this call-in. So, one of the things that we are doing for Desert Bus is we are collecting secrets or little-known facts from our celebrity guests and visitors.
$6 secrets.
It's a $6 secret. So, please, Bad Astronomer, can you tell us either a secret or a little-known fact that you would like to share with us?
It doesn't have to be a personal secret, but it could be.
We did this last year, didn't we?
Yes, this is like the leveled up version.
Last year was $5 facts. This is $6 secrets.
Desert Bus. I get it. Let's see. I'm kind of unprepared for this. I have more hair in person.
I'll take that.
Yay.
Yeah, Skype has that effect.
All right. Should we move on to our auctions, Graham?
Sure, let's do that. What are we auctioning?
We are auctioning 2 delightful Plait lots. Somebody please pass me that.
Yeah, Phil, you have those there with you. I don't know if you brought them to the camera. I lost the Skype feed, so I don't know what's going on his end.
Oh my.
Oh my.
There we go. Oh, okay, we'll start with those then.
What?
Actually, Phil, can we start with the other? Because we separated the meteorites from the other pack. So, if that's okay, we would like to start with your fancy Bad Astronomer gift pack.
Wow.
Whoa.
Whoa.
It is literally overflowing with stuff.
It's
Literally.
capsized.
Fuck the crap.
Door's open.
Through it?
Alright. Can you show us a few of those items?
I'm a pack rat when it comes to going to meetings and stuff, and I wind up getting lots of fun stuff. So, Skype.
Okay.
Oh, neat.
Oh,
that's
whoa.
Satellite going back and forth. I've got a ton of stuff like that. Postcards. This is fun. Here's a NASA X-ray telescope that has the telescope itself had an extendable arm that stuck out to make it work, and it's a little.
Oh, whoa.
It's out like that.
What?
Adorable.
Isn't it the Chandra Observatory?
Pratt & Whitney, they make rocket engines. The Pratt & Whitney notepad. Bookmarks from NASA. Stickers. There's a JREF sticker. A ruler with pictures on it. Postcard. Woo! Here's a Mars Curiosity rover sticker.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, we know Phil's audio keeps cutting out.
United Launch Alliance is a group of big-time rocket builders and launchers, and I was at a meeting and they gave me these. These are all these rockets all come off this thing, and they're refrigerator magnets.
Ooh.
Nice.
They're magnets showing the Delta IV Heavy rocket. It's actually, if you're a dork like I am about this kind of stuff. And I got it's also a tote bag spectacular.
Woo! Yay!
I've got something, a Comic-Con tote bag.
Everything.
This is up to a SpaceX plastic grocery bag.
I love this new world where people just clear out their cool stuff.
That's ATK. This is another rocket building company. They're actually going to have a human-rated rocket that they think is going to be able to launch people into space by 2015. That's a nice little. It's a binder full of paper.
Paper.
Paper, I love paper. I can draw things on it.
Meeting folder.
Oh,
This is so good. Should we call back?
Yeah.
Frozen Planet, a really awesome Discovery Channel documentary. They also sent me a Frozen.
Oh, there's the sticker right there.
Yeah.
Oh.
It has feet.
Feet. That's hilarious.
Pins, and I think that's about it. I might throw in a couple of other things too, but it's a lot of cool space and dork stuff that I think people watching will really enjoy. And I will ship it directly to the winner.
Fantastic. All right then. So,
You to wear it.
Sorry, but, Phil, did you have a copy of your book thing? I'm sorry, I had a signed item I thought that you had included, but I could be wrong.
He's going now.
Yay! Okay.
And a copy of Death from the Skies, a book I wrote with my own little fingers, two at a time, actually.
Yeah.
I will also sign and send to the auction winner.
Woohoo!
great. All right then. So, ladies and gentlemen, get your bidding hands ready, and we will for the Phil Plait fun random stuff pack. Let us open the bidding.
Does this work for people who have just come in? Because I told people it would be around
500.
Oh, look.
Oh.
No, kill me.
$500, $550. Don't play any music. The problem with music is anytime we make noise, Phil's audio cuts out. $600 we're already up to.
This is a chat room, right?
Yes.
Yes.
$700.
$1,000. They want that meteorite.
No,
But that's
is
not a meteorite.
This is not the meteorite. The next lot is the meteorite.
We should clarify that with chat.
Lord Hosk, 1100.
For those of you who came in from my blog or Twitter or whatever, this is in the chat room. If you go to the Bus for Hope webpage, up on top, someplace, is the chat button. Where is that?
Oh, live. If you hit live, it takes you to the Desert Bus live page, which is amazing. And then the chat is built into that, as is the various cameras and Twitter feeds and all that stuff. And then you register for a donor account,
So that only takes a minute.
which we should have done beforehand. But there people will be here. Lord Hosk has just space bid himself up to $1,111.
Can you space step?
We will make sure that people have time to go through the donor login account process before the next auction, if that's will work with our time.
Yes,
For the
absolutely.
meteorite.
Absolutely.
I have to go into the chat room.
Wow.
Lord Hosk really seems to want this. No, Hayate is still in this. 1,120.
Hayate? Wait, Hayate, that was the name of the guy from Ultraman, wasn't it?
Yes, it is.
I believe so, yes.
Points for you.
Oh, I watched that when I was a kid. His the capsule.
We have to stop him.
So Hayate with the current leading bid at $1,120 for the collection of stuff from Phil.
Man, I don't have an adjustable wrench. All the tools in the house belong to my wife. She's the tool user.
$1,200
Quixote.
from Quixote.
Where are they?
Oh. Sorry, Hayate, not Hayate.
Hayate? Yeah, that's true. I don't think you put the stress in the second syllable. Japanese mission we worked on. I always pronounce it incorrectly. Hey, and I'll throw in some glasses too.
3D glasses?
3D glasses, that'll add at least another $100.
3D glasses and a grocery bag? This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is actually from NASA. A lot of the Mars images from Curiosity and from Spirit and Opportunity, the other rovers, are made into red-green 3D images, which are called animals. And like the Curiosity self-portrait that came out, what, 2 weeks ago, that was so spectacular, super high-res, unbelievable picture of the rover that it took of itself. Somebody took those images and created a spectacular anaglyph out of them, and I slapped on a pair of these glasses and looked at it, and it was stunning. It's like you're standing there looking at the rover.
That's amazing. Hayate is back in it and has just bid himself up again to $1,225. Woo!
We're up the spaceship with the rocket fuel.
This seems like the most appropriate lots to be space bidding oneself. I think you encountered this last year, Phil, but a space bid is the term that we use when someone bids themselves up.
Right. A plot device used in many a situation common.
Indeed.
I got more stuff, actually.
Oh.
I'll stick Solar Dynamics Observatory, which is the various prominences in the Glaven. And, in fact, I was just at a meeting in Arizona called the Astronomy and Science Expo, and there were a bunch of people there.
We're up to 2,000.
Overkill just did 2,000.
$2,000.
These are solar observing glasses. These are rated safe. You can look at the sun with these.
Whoa.
And solar eclipse or something like that. There won't be another transit of Venus for more than 100 years, so you're not going to get that. But if somebody says, if you happen to be paying attention online, and somebody says, oh, there's a naked eye sunspot. That happens sometimes. They get so big that you can see them on the sun without a telescope. You can use these glasses and you can look at them. That's enough. I'm always trying to naked eye sunspots.
All right. So Phil has added more stuff already. We're up to $2,000.
This one, I had to think about if I wanted to give this away or not, but I will. I used to work on Hubble Space Telescope, and one of the things I did was I helped calibrate a camera that went on board in 1997, and that was the third surfacing mission. Second surfacing mission? Let's see, 94, 97. Now I can't remember. But they made a button for it, and this is actually the official NASA Hubble third servicing mission, or second servicing mission button. Let's see, you're getting a lot of reflections there. Try that. Let me see if the camera can focus on it. I'm getting just enough delay in the video that I can't see what I'm doing.
Move it back just to... Okay, yeah. Awesome. That's really, really cool. Overkill is the current leading bidder with $2,000. The chat doesn't seem to trust him just because it's the bidder they've never seen before.
Well, we need a trustworthy bidder to come in with like $8,000.
Stepping to overkill, so we're going to call going once. Called by Fugiman.
That's a nice one.
No, there's no music right now because whenever we make noise, Phil's audio cuts out.
I can sing. Fly me to the moon. I don't know the other words. So if you're in the chat room, somebody did post a link to the red-green Curiosity Lander anaglyph that's actually really cool. Here's another link. I probably just shouldn't click random pictures. I don't know the words of Space Jam. I did see the movie, but I don't remember it. I just remember Bugs Bunny being in there. Are you guys still there?
Yes, sorry, we're trying to figure out what's going on with the current bidding.
Someone had yeah.
That's.
Yeah, we're and unfortunately, because when we talk, your audio cuts out. We are trying to be as quiet as possible. So.
Okay, we're gonna roll back to the prior bid because it's sounding like there's a bunch of shenaniganery going on.
Oh, the internet.
With the recent bid. So Lord Hosk is still leading the bidding with $1,240 and 52 cents because 52 cents is fun. And we are going to call going once for Lord Hosk. If that if Overkill is legit, he can have said anything. So Lord Hosk bid himself up to $1,246.53.
Which is also fun.
Oh, Coyote's back in it at $1,300. All right, we're getting the bidding back rolling now. This is excellent.
Already.
He's not a new bidder. He was in it before. Is Lord Hosk still in it?
Mm-hmm.
Well played.
How much is it now? 1,200 what?
It's 1,300 now.
1,300 even. 1,310
Space bid himself.
with a space bid.
Okay.
Hayate, 1337.
Hayate in with the elite bid of 1337. Fantastic.
Let's see.
People could still be in it. I want to hear from Quixote and Lord Hosk if they're in this or not.
Lord Hosk said
And there's no way to.
Oh, Lord Hosk said he's out. Apparently, Lady Hosk just cut her finger,
Aww.
so he's got to go and take care of the little Lady Hosk.
Maybe Charles did it.
All right.
Thank you, Dix. All right, so we're gonna say going once on this. Going once for 1337 to Hayate. If Quixote is still in it, now is the time. Ooh, Quixote is saying 1337 is a very good price. So he's debating whether he wants to bid again or let it stand at an entertaining bid amount.
You'd add a 0 to the end and it would still be cool.
1,400.
1,400.
Apparently, 1337 was not cool enough to stop Quixote from bidding again.
How about 1415 point? Let's see, 1415.92. 1415.92.
What's that?
That's 6 decimal places of pi.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right. So Quixote with the highest bid.
This must be great TV. People just looking at us, looking at a computer.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're gonna say going once on this one. Quixote at 1,400. If Hayate is still in there and can step to Phil's challenge of the pi bid. Nope.
Oh.
Hayate says I'm out. Sorry to hear that. I think we will then call it going twice for Quixote.
Uh-oh.
At 1,400.
Over there.
Hayate says he'll try again on the next one. Snipers, take your shots. Don't let it wait this long. We've gone once. We've gone twice. Ian, ring the bell. Sold.
Yay!
I think we fixed Skype as well, by the way.
Oh, and it seems like we fixed Skype, so that you won't keep cutting out.
Wow, I'll have to throw more stuff in there. $1,400 is a lot of money for a bunch of bags.
Wow.
And a book.
And a book.
A bunch of cool things.
Some buttons.
Yes.
But wait, there's more.
There is more.
There's more. Quixote, we have your information, but email again to prize@dr.org and say that you won the Phil Plait call-in auction, and can you let Phil know? You said you were gonna sign the book to the winner of the auction, right?
Yeah, so if they send all their information to you, the address, their real name, or however they want me to sign it or whatever, and then you send it to me, that'll prevent somebody trying to spoof it, I guess.
So if anyone,
their information from the chat room.
we just want to walk through quickly the bidding process. Pardon me, for anyone who maybe new, maybe some of Phil's readers have come and joined us. If you are interested in bidding on the next lot, which is
Meteorite and Tektite.
a meteorite and a Tektite, legit rocks from space. The process is go to desertbus.org, and in the top right there is a donor login button. Create a donor account. It's fast. It's very straightforward. And then you need to join in our chat room. And all the bidding is done through the IRC chat room. But you need to have an active donor account linked to it. So go to donor login, make yourself an account, then go to the live page, which is desertbus.org/live, or just click live in the top left of the nav bar, and join the chat room there. And then you can bid. And to place a bid, you type in the chat /bid space the number, the dollar amount in US dollars of your bid, though we do ship internationally. Well, we ship internationally. I guess I shouldn't volunteer Phil for that.
Yes, for charity.
All right, Phil will also ship internationally. And then if you want to add any smack talk, you can keep writing smack talk after that. But /bid and your dollar amount.
So it's like chat roulette, but with 75% less genitalia.
Exactly.
So 5%, 99%.
Oh, we can't guarantee a 99% genitalia-free room. I mean, like, this is the internet.
Briefly, dear Dr. Kathleen, what is the subject line for Cam's card contest?
It is Cam Driver Giveaway.
All right. So, while we let people do that and sort out getting their donor accounts and everything, Phil, do you want to walk us through what it is they will be bidding on?
Right. I noticed the local time is actually 13:37 there. How's that for a coincidence?
Ooh.
Okay. So one of the things I do is I'm fascinated by astronomy and geology, and the way you combine those is with meteorites and asteroid impacts. I've always been interested in those. And a few years ago, I started collecting meteorites, and these are actual rocks or chunks of metal from space that fall through the Earth's atmosphere and hit the ground. There are some relatively famous ones that you can trace places, and I've got a handful of them. But I have here. I can get this into the camera where you can see it, just like that. This is a chunk of iron that fell from space in 1947 and landed in eastern Russia, in the Sokotialine Hills, I believe they're called, or the mountains out there. And it was actually a chunk of iron roughly the size of a school bus. Now, we have standard unit sizes for meteorites. They are grain of sand, grapefruit or softball, beach ball, lounge chair, school bus, house, and then holy crap, we're all going to die. science journalism, at least for asteroid impacts. This one was about the size of a school bus. It was ramming through the Earth's atmosphere. You know, it's coming in at like 50 times the speed of a rifle bullet. It's really screaming in. It rams through the Earth's atmosphere. The pressure, it's complicated, but the pressure basically breaks apart the asteroid very rapidly. It explodes. And this one exploded into two pieces. There was it separated. One of them just shattered. And those pieces tumbled down to the Earth. And they kept, as they tumbled, they got all these crazy shapes. The bigger chunk got a little bit lower, and then it blew up. And then what happened there is that those pieces didn't have enough time to fall through the air and get these really weird, sort of what you might think of as meteoroid shapes. What they look like is shrapnel. If you picture Bugs Bunny sticking his finger in a gun, right, and then boom, the gun blows up, that's what you get. And that's what this is. This is a chunk of iron. I'll put it up to the camera again. And it really does look like shrapnel. It's torn apart. There are those there are stress lines on it on the other side here. And it's about 2 centimeters long, 1 inch long, and it weighs, I don't know, I didn't weigh it, but it's something like between 5 and 10 grams, if you're curious. This is an actual meteorite. It fell from space. That is 1/2 of this auction.
That's
I
amazing.
will have a 1-page write-up that I will send, that I will sign and send to you, that I wrote up describing the meteorite. So that helps too. The other thing is a tektite. And this is actually a little bit harder to see because it's so dark. And I'm looking for the feed on my browser to come up there. Pitch up there. We go. See that? So this tektite. It's actually a piece of glass. When you have a larger asteroid impact where the thing is still really screaming in when it hits the ground, it hits with enough energy that it dumps a huge amount of heat into the ground, and it fuses the sand and the dirt and everything into glass. And those blobs of molten glass go up, way up into the air, miles and miles up, and then fall back down. And as they fall, they're tumbling, and they cool, and they form all these weird shapes, these elongated shapes. And so this glass is black. It's a little bit translucent at the edges. If you shine a really powerful light through it, you'll see that. And it's covered in little bubbles, where gas bubbles inside were bursting as it was cooling. So those are called vesicles, which sounds nasty, but there you go. And so you can see this is about the same size as the meteorite. It's about 1 inch long. It's very lightweight because it's very light glass, so it's not like the iron. But although it didn't come from space, it was formed because of something coming from space, so still pretty cool. And those are the 2 items that I have for someone who's a lucky winner on The Price is Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is really, really
That's
cool.
really
When did
cool. I love that.
when did you say that meteorite hit?
1947.
47.
Okay, so not, as someone in the chat was hoping, related to the Tunguska
No,
event.
that's completely different.
Tunguska was in 1908,
Yeah.
Correct?
and it wasn't hugely far away. I don't know exactly the distance, but you know, it's the same region of the world. That was a big old chunk of rock that came in. That was a house-sized meteor. That was 30 meters or so across.
Well, how
And it
appropriate that
was
this piece of iron came from one the size of a bus.
Oh.
I think that
Desert
is
bus.
pretty apropos. So, for a meteorite, actual chunk of iron shrapnel from space, and a tektite formed by the impact of space energy upon our planet, let us begin the bidding. Open the bids on this auction. 50, 300, 761. Giant rocks from space. Whee! $800. $900. Excellent.
Looks like we're
$1,000.
Oh, we're getting old.
Wow.
That did escalate quickly, as it should.
1337.
1337.
I better tweet this.
1400.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Go for it. Actual rocks from space. Well, rock from space and rock formed by rock from space.
Space.
1450 from Invarial.
Daddy space.
Wow.
1475 from Space Corps.
$1,500.
1500 from the Tiny Ghost of Emily Carr. I'll fill you in on that one.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
I'm from prize in this one too, so that you can have a description of meteorite impacts and all that.
Oh, great.
Cool.
On what happened to the dinosaurs.
This comes with a description of, Phil will do a one-pager on what exactly you're getting.
It comes with science.
It comes with science, yes.
1550.
1550 from Lord Hosk.
Extra science added. I don't know if you guys can see me. Let me see. Where's my
Yep.
feed? Here, I'll throw in another copy of the book.
Woo! And Phil's book as well.
The first chapter of this book is all about asteroid impacts and why the dinosaurs had a really sucky day 63 million years ago.
All right. Lord Hosk currently lead. No, Invarial 1575.
Dang.
Rocks from space.
Rocks from space.
Oh.
Invarial steps up. Seems like Invarial and Lord Hosk are having a real back and forth. Once again, if you are new to bid, you type /bid and the number you wish to bid. $1,600 from the tiny ghost of Emily Carr. A stack of bills taller than I am. she or he or whoever says.
Ooh.
I have a feeling like a lock of Will Wheaton's hair would go for like $6 grand.
So $1,600 is the current leading bid. But there's several other bidders who could still be in this.
Oh man. Everyone's looking at their wallets.
Oh.
$1,610 from Lord Hosk. A stack of bills twice as tall as littler Lady Hosk.
With this chunk of rock, you can
A
pull
lock
your
of
own
Will's
meteorite.
beard, someone says.
Ew.
It's really gross.
You could paste googly eyes on it.
Oh.
What would be the next geeky number after this?
You'll appreciate we did a giveaway the other day based on Planck's number, as I
Yeah,
recall.
Planck's constant.
Yeah.
And then somebody used pi.
All right.
Also, wait a minute, I guess pi over 2 is already, we're past that. E is 2.7. Square root of 2 is 1.7. Oh, is that right? No, square root of 2 is 1.4. That's right.
I think we can go ahead and call
69,
going
you
once
look
on this.
Very good at Ice Smart, man. Very good.
Lord Hosk leading with $1,610
Going once.
for an actual rock from space.
Which are not that easy to get.
Whoa.
Six.
Boxer Rocks, a new challenger appears. 1650.
Sounds like he may already have some of these.
Boxer Rock. True. That seems like an appropriate name.
Square root of 3.
Oh,
Let's see.
yes, good call. A bid of 1947 would be appropriate.
Oh.
Oh, there you go. I'm pretty sure it's 1947. I don't think it's 1948.
It's 1947.
Tiny Ghost of Emily.
1691 for the tiny ghost of Emily Carr. Still in the game.
I can, let's see. Sikhote Aline Meteorite.
Another bid. Let's keep this thing to keep the rocks we saw on Skype.
I actually have a link to these meteorites on the blog today. I put a picture if people want to see them. If you go to slate.com and then look for the Bad Astronomy blog, you'll see it. Yeah, February 12th, 1947.
All right,
Nice.
so Tiny Ghost of Emily Carr is currently leading the bidding. Is Lord Hosk still in it? Is Boxer Rocks in it?
Whoa.
Tiny Ghost of Emily Carr has just space bid themselves to 1701.
Send it soon.
Boxer Rocks.
Boxer Rocks is definitely still in it, jumping it up to 1750.
You know, a good bid, the 1801, which is the year the first asteroid was discovered, Ceres, on January 1st, 1801, by Piazza in Italy.
There you go.
That's the sort of thing floating around in my head. How do you like that?
So we're at 1750, but can we get to 1801, discovery of the first asteroid? Let's find out. It looks like Boxer Rocks has a need for more rocks, Burmashave.
Ceres is going to be there in a couple of years, called the Dawn mission. I can talk about this stuff all day long.
It's the same name as one of our previous drivers.
Ah. All right. We will call going once. Haven't seen any bidding happen lately.
There.
Going once to Boxer Rocks, who wants more rocks for his box.
They're coming right at you. Ah!
Oh no. It's like a really
$1,750 to Boxer
Wow.
Rocks. We have gone once. We will take it slow, though. There's quite a delay. I want to make sure everyone gets their chance, but I think that we will take it to going twice to Box of Rocks for $1,750. Now is the time to take the shot, snipers. If you want to bid on this and you have not done so, now is the only time to do it.
It's fun watching this go by.
Box of Rocks has had it once. Box of Rocks has had it twice. Sold to Box of Rocks.
Holy.
Wow.
What an auction.
It's fantastic.
Oh,
Phil.
Thank you.
Well played, everyone.
Well played.
Well played. Well played, everybody.
Well played.
Thank you all. Thank you, Phil, so much for that. That was
Pleasure. That's really exciting.
yeah, it is. It's rocks from space. That's so cool. I think that's really, really neat. So yeah, congratulations, Boxer Rocks. You now own more rocks for your box. And Phil, it was a pleasure talking to you again. Look forward to having you back.
Thanks. Yeah, this was fun. I hope you get the bus to Las Vegas. You must have already gotten there and back several times, right?
We've crashed a lot.
We had a couple. The last driver had a shaky record.
Oh, the sandwiches.
Yes. So thank you so much for your incredible generosity as well. Like, these are awesome, cool things that you cannot buy anywhere, and it just makes Desert Bus so special. So thank you so much, Phil, and thank you so much to our generous bidders.
My pleasure. Thanks to them too, and I'm looking forward to sending this stuff off to you guys. And again, you know, for those of you who are tuning in and don't know what's going on here because you just saw it, what I wrote, this is a fantastic charity. I am so thrilled to be a part of it, and I'm so just overwhelmed with what you guys do every year for this, and the amount of effort and love that you put into it. It's really, really, it's humbling and amazing.
Thank you so much. That's really wonderful to hear. Thank you. One more quick thing before you go, because the chat is
They really want to know.
is harassing us to do it. Ian, take this away.
Phil, quick question for you. Were you at the landing of Spirit at JBL?
Curiosity?
No, for curiosity?
Yeah. Okay, well, if you weren't there, did you watch? I assume you watched the feed, correct?
Oh yeah, we were doing a live Google Hangout.
Oh, awesome. Did you see the sandwiches in the back?
Sandwiches?
Yeah, there was what looks to be a plate of sandwiches in the back of the room.
Well, it's a little known fact that engineers and space scientists eat.
Mystery solved. Thank you so much, Phil.
All right.
But write that down for the secret. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yes. All right.
Thanks, Phil.
Thank you.
Bye, Phil.
Bye.
And for more Bad Astronomer, please read his new column on Slate.com. Very worthwhile reading.